Yeah, y'all gonna be asking where's the positivity? There ain't gonna be no positivity in this review, y'all. But anyway, yo, what up, everybody? It is your boy Fitzwong TV here, aka GLauren33. I am back here today with another video on the channel. This is your official Monday Night Raw review and results for April 27, 2020, right here on the Legit Shoot podcast. I want to thank you guys for joining me here tonight. Hopefully you guys are staying safe and healthy. As usual, I'm at work recording, but we're here with the Raw review, and I'm just gonna warn you guys in advance, there's gonna be a lot of ranting tonight. You know, a lot of ranting. I've been trying to keep my, if you guys have noticed the last couple weeks, I've been trying to keep my reviews like under 50 minutes. You know, I've been trying not to have them too long, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that, because I kind of want to end these reviews by 12-ish if you guys are watching via the live stream. But honestly, man, this show was absolutely terrible tonight on so many levels. There was only maybe one positive, if that's a positive, but we'll discuss that, man. But this show tonight was not good at all. We're supposed to be building towards Money in the Bank, and I personally look at Money in the Bank as a Big Five pay-per-view, right up there with Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series, man. But this show tonight, it's like they don't even care about Money in the Bank. You know, it's like they're trying to sell you on the pay-per-view just for the fact that, oh, it's the most unique Money in the Bank ladder match in history, climbing the corporate ladder. That's supposed to get us all hyped. It's like we're not supposed to care about the superstars that are in the Money in the Bank. You know, it's just that, oh, since we're doing it in the performance center, I mean not in the WWE headquarters, you have to get all the way to the roof to get to the briefcase. That's gonna get people to tune in. That's gonna get people that are not subscribed to the network to subscribe. But no. You know, let's go out and put, 3 hours of garbage but only one positive, and yeah, that's gonna get us high in the ratings. And then Vince McMahon, of all people, wants to go on his little conference calls and say, yeah, the reason for the ratings being down is because people are getting used to the performance center having no fans, even though it's been, what, close to 2 months? It's been already close to 2 months since you started doing these performance center shows with no crowd. And then you want to come up with the excuse like, oh, we have a new champion. Brock Lesnar's not there to draw anymore. As much as I love and appreciate Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar, they were not moving the needle on Raw. Like, what was Raw's average for ratings when Brock Lesnar was there? Maybe, what, a 2.2 most weeks? And now it's down to 1.9? So you really think that drop is because Brock Lesnar is no longer WWE champion? Maybe it's because, oh, I'm booking squash matches every single week. Maybe because, oh, Nia Jax is wrestling and everybody knows he can't wrestle out of a freaking paper bag. Oh, maybe people are watching because these shows suck. They just suck. Crowd, no crowd, these shows suck. They lack creativity, they're stale, they're boring. Most of the superstars on there I couldn't give a crap about. But no, it's not Vince's fault. It's nobody's in creative's fault. No, the reason why the ratings are low is because people aren't used to these types of shows, or because Brock Lesnar is no longer WWE champion. That's what you want to tell people? That's the logic you're giving people? Keep doing that. And as the ratings continue to fall with the garbage television you're giving us every single week, let's see how that does for you, Vince. Let's see how that goes for you. It's crappy. It's crappy booking. People aren't used to these types of shows. I legit can't stand this company. I really can't. They come up with, they never take responsibility for their crap. They never take responsibility for when they mess up. There's always an excuse with WWE. This show was absolutely horrendous tonight, from top to bottom. Legit. I really hope I don't go over, 40 minutes tonight. I really don't. But knowing me, I always have to enlighten you fools. Because there's always those dumb casuals that love to go in the comment section and be like, Raw was great tonight. I enjoyed, seeing carpool karaoke with the Viking Raiders. Yeah, oh, I enjoyed Jinder fucking Mahal of all people coming back. Yes, Jinder Mahal was back, people. And if you guys have been watching me for a while, you guys know how much I can't stand Jinder. He is right up there with Kane, right up there with Big Show as people I hate on WWE TV. How long? You saw Jinder Mahal. How many times on commentary tonight did they mention how this guy was a former WWE champion and how he beat Randy Orton in a shocking title victory 3 years ago? How many times did they mention that during his match with Akira Tozawa tonight? And you know how much Vince McMahon loves Jinder's body and how ripped he is. You're telling me once Drew McIntyre disposes of Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank, there's no way you can't tell me that we're not getting Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal for the WWE Championship going into the summer. It's gonna happen. The steps are already being taken there. This show is garbage. Everything on this show is garbage. Oh yeah, and I got a rant for you guys tonight on Becky Lynch. Some of y'all are gonna say, "Oh, Fitz, weren't you used to be a fan of Becky?" Yes, I used to love Becky. She was my favorite superstar after Sasha and Ronda. Now, she's just become a political figure, just like her husband. At least Seth, with what he's doing now as a heel, I can kind of get behind. Becky, I cannot wait for the day she loses the title. And I pray that Shayna, wins the Money in the Bank briefcase and cashes in on Becky. It's ridiculous. Either Shayna or Asuka. This show was so bad tonight, so bad, and I could raise my level a little bit higher. Trust me, I was gonna come on here and absolutely lose it, probably lose my voice, but I'm trying very hard to stay calm. Cause you don't know how hard it is to sit here at work, watch 3 hours of Raw, cause we have a TV here in the office that no one uses, so I can just watch Raw. Plus, there's like nobody in the building. It's kind of easy when you work security. Especially during a pandemic, there's nobody here, so I just watch Raw. Just chill out. It's hard to sit here and watch Raw for 3 hours. It is. The only reason why I do it is because I come on here and I get to talk to you guys, and I have to educate you casual fools. Well, let's get into Raw tonight. I'm really hoping I don't go over 50 minutes. I really hope, because I don't want to have to rush like I did last week. But anyway, let's talk about Monday Night Raw tonight. So the show started off. My charger's falling out of my pocket. The show started off with the MVP Lounge segment with all the members of the Money in the Bank ladder match for the men. Rey Mysterio, Aleister Black, Apollo Crews. Nothing really happened on this until Zelina Vega and company came out. Mysterio, Black, and Apollo Crews didn't really get to say much. MVP tried talking for Mysterio and talking for Black. They didn't do much to retort, kind of looking a little bit weak in the process. But Apollo Crews has been getting a lot of focus. He's been getting a push as of late on Monday Night Raw, and I've been saying for years that Apollo Crews can be a real star in the mid-card division if WWE booked him as such. And I'm very happy for Apollo Crews, not only of course being a fellow Black brother of Apollo Crews, but definitely the guy has talent. When he first came up from NXT, they pushed him a little bit, and then he just fell to the mid-card. And then he fell into jobber territory, and then he was chasing after the 24/7 championship. He had that short stint with Titus Worldwide. And then what happened? He fell right back down the card. The guy's way too good not to be used. I'm very happy that he is getting some kind of push on WWE television. But I'm happy. He deserves it. He can definitely be a star in the mid-card division. I said a couple years ago, back when I think The Miz was IC champion, I would love to see something like Apollo Crews win the IC championship from The Miz. But now he's finally being built up properly. You know, he had that great match with Aleister Black a couple weeks ago, even though that match went way too long with way too many commercial breaks. But they've been slowly building up Cruz. And I don't see Apollo Crews winning the Money in the Bank briefcase, but definitely, you know, I just like that this guy's getting shine. And I most likely think this is probably because of Paul Heyman. I don't think for a second this is Vince choosing to push Apollo Crews. This is definitely has to be Paul Heyman. Because we know this feels way too similar to Cedric Alexander and Ricochet when, you know, those two got pushed last year and then ended up buried. I hope Apollo doesn't suffer the same fate, but I don't trust this company. Why should we? But Apollo took the mic from MVP. He was about to say something, but Zelina Vega and her faction came out. Theory, Garza, and Andrade. You know, they're quickly becoming the loser faction. This faction has so much potential, so much, but yet nah. WWE last week decides to bury them to Drew McIntyre 3-on-1. I don't care if Drew McIntyre is the WWE champion. It is the 3-on-1 scenario. There's no reason why McIntyre should have been able to take out Andrade, Garza, and Theory as easy as he did last week. But it happened. We can't go back now. But we move on to this week. And I could tell right away, oh my gosh, this is going to set up to be a 6-man tag team match. Because why not? Because WWE is uncreative like that. Oh man, there's 3 baby faces in the ring. Here comes the Zelina faction. Oh yes, let's just do a 6-man tag. And let's have the 6-man tag take up the first 40 minutes of Monday Night Raw. I barely watched this match. There was a point where Zelina was like, oh, maybe we'll just have Andrade, Garza, and Theory take your spots in the Money in the Bank. That would have been a little more interesting. Even though, you know, you're not going to make me believe that they would actually take those spots away from Black, Mysterio, and Cruz. Especially when Aleister Black is my pick to win Money in the Bank, at least right now. But still, this match took up way too long. It wasn't a bad match. It just, you know, when you have 2 commercial breaks in between the match itself, and it takes up nearly the first hour of the show, I just didn't care. But either way, they did use this, you know, to build up Cruz, and I didn't mind that. Cruz got the hot tag. He went off, you know, he laid out Andrade with a power bomb, pop-up power bomb, sit-out power bomb for the win, and he gets the win over the United States champion. I like that WWE mentioned here that he actually pinned Andrade. He pinned the United States champion. And, you know, I've been complaining for weeks that Andrade has had no competition for the U.S. Championship. Part of that's on WWE Creative, not being able to book him properly, and giving freaking a million title shots to freaking Humberto, who we haven't seen on WWE TV in weeks now. And also, I blame that on Andrade. Andrade did get in trouble earlier this year for violating the wellness policy, and he got injured, which is not really his fault, but I do blame him for the wellness policy. WWE should have took the title off of him, because legit for about 2 months there, Andrade wasn't defending the title at all, and the titles looked to be meaningless. The title is still meaningless. Yes, they're trying to build it back up with what they're doing with Apollo and Andrade, but still, when you give Humberto 1,000 title shots and he can't get the job done, making the title look weak, you're not elevating the title. You're just repeating and rinsing matches that we all know the outcome. It's not helping anybody. But, you know, Cruz did get the thing. I understand this out. You know, Mysterio didn't need to get the pin. Black's, you know, I would say a lot of people believe Black's going to win the Money in the Bank. He's my pick to win. WWE will probably give it to Baron Corbin of all people, just because, you know, we all want Black to win it. Because wherever we want, WWE always goes the opposite of. But, you know, it was good for Cruz to get the surprise victory here, especially over Andrade. And then backstage, we saw Charlie Caruso interviewing Andrade, and she was unhappy, or he was unhappy that he lost to Cruz. Then he was like, oh, I'll take out Cruz anytime, any place. And then Cruz came up to him. Then Andrade started touching Cruz. Cruz didn't like that, so he gave Andrade a nice hard slap to the face. And it was loud. You could definitely hear it. I definitely like that. Cruz not backing down. We're not making him look like a little jobber anymore. He's actually getting built up. He's building some character. If we had a live audience, would WWE be doing this? Probably not. But still, you should be using these empty arena shows to debut new stars and build up talent. So when they get in front of the live audience, they'll actually have an idea of who they are and actually give a crap about them. But still, this would lead to a United States Championship match later on in the show. You've been seeing this a lot on WWE TV. It's well, mainly on Raw, because SmackDown's only 2 hours. But on Raw, since WrestleMania is over and they're no longer doing the those when they replay the pay-per-view matches from the WWE Network, you're seeing a lot of superstars pulling double duty. I'm not gonna get mad at WWE for this. I'm not. This made sense. I liked how they had Andrade and Apollo pulling double duty. It gets more exposure for Apollo, and it puts a little more exposure on the United States Championship. But still, we had the match. The match actually went a good time. I still hate that there was commercial breaks. I think there was 2 commercial breaks through this match, because it started around like 9:40, 9:50 ish, and then went on to a little bit past 10. But the end of the match is the part that we're gonna talk about. The match was good. This was a really good match. Really good match. What up, Atta Kanks? Good to see you. But anyway, the end of the match, we saw basically Apollo went for a move off the top rope, and then he actually rolled his ankle. He sprained his ankle, and he was not able to finish the match. The referee had to stop. Definitely, Junior, do not compare Sasha Banks to Nia Jax. Please, don't piss me off, man. We're not even on Nia Jax yet. We'll get to Nia. We'll get to Nia in a little bit. But still, back to what I was saying. Apollo injures his leg, and the thing is, I like that Andrade could have easily, just took his title and then left and been all happy, like, oh, he retained his title. No, instead, he actually, stood there. He was like, oh, this is not, how I wanted to win, and I kind of like this. So Lena over here, being the heel manager she is, she's like, you won, like let's go, but even though Andrade, he's still U.S. champion, he wasn't satisfied because he wanted to beat Apollo on his own, and he was like very sketchy. He didn't even go for like a post-match beatdown. Like, he actually wanted to beat Apollo clean, 1 2 3, and I like that. He's actually trying to be a champion. He doesn't want to be the type of champion that runs away whenever any chance he gets. He wants to beat down his opponent. He wants to be undisputed that he's the best. And the thing is, you guys know, my only real problem with Andrade is his English. His English is not the best. But still, this it did its job. They also showed this later on when they saw Apollo. He was walking out of the performance center on crutches. Charlie tried to interview him, and Apollo was very emotional. But definitely, we still have 2 weeks till Money in the Bank. It's gonna be interesting to see how they continue this. Will Apollo try to challenge Andrade to a rematch? Because he was very close to winning the U.S. Championship tonight. I feel like that's where the storyline is going. So I'm kind of glad they're not rushing it. They're not just giving Apollo the championship just like that. But we know Apollo's in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Could they do something like potentially Apollo? He's too injured to compete, and then maybe Andrade replaces him at Money in the Bank. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. We still have 2 weeks to go. But it's gonna be interesting. I don't see Apollo winning the Money in the Bank briefcase, but I definitely see him eventually winning the United States Championship sometime here. Oh my gosh, WWE 2K Playgrounds. Alright, yeah, that's the new WWE video game that they announced. I see Junior talking about it in the chat. If you guys didn't see my reaction to the teaser trailer of WWE 2K Playgrounds, go watch it, because right, it's legit, WWE's 2K version of NBA Jam or WWE All Stars. If you guys remember that game for like, I think that was 316 PlayStation like a decade ago. That's a really old game. But go check out my thoughts on that on the new WWE game. But next up, we had Shayna Baszler versus Asuka versus Nia Jax. This made absolutely zero sense. Like what the fuck, WWE? Really? First of all, you booked yourself into a corner because here you have all three of these women, right? All three of these women in the Money in the Bank ladder match. All right, hold up. And now I gotta plug in my laptop. Okay, my laptop's about to die again. I swear my laptop plugged in. Please don't. Oh my gosh. Let me know if you guys can see me now. I think everything should be working. I want to apologize for that. My laptop supposedly wasn't plugged in. But we should be good now. Yeah, I think we're good. My bad, guys. That's frustrating. Anyway, back to you guys can see me now. I think everything should be. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, all right, here we go. We're back. Anyway, back to what I was saying. All right, you have all three of these women in the Women's Money in the Bank match, so you clearly have to have all three looking strong going to the match. So how you gonna book yourselves out of that? You can't. You're gonna have one person win the triple threat, and then the other two end up being losers in the process. Especially when you have Shayna Baszler in there. Wait, right? If anybody's gonna win this triple threat, it has to be Shayna Baszler. She's the one that needs it more. She has to be built up because she's the favorite to win. Now that we know that Sasha Banks is not in the Money in the Bank match, you know, it has to be set in stone that Shayna's the favorite. She's the only person. If Nia Jax wins the Money in the Bank match, don't get me started. And the thing is, I will say this about our community. There are a lot of idiots in the IWC, but when it comes to Nia Jax, at least we all agree how much she freaking sucks. Alright? The thing is, first of all, the bell never rang, so the match never started. You know, because Shayna Baszler came out last, he attacked Asuka, and all three started brawling on the outside. The bell was never rang. The match never started. You know? There was a point where freaking Nia Jax threw Asuka on her head on the outside on the concrete. It's like she's trying to injure somebody every night. Alright? She claims she's like the safest in the ring to work with. Every week, people are noticing that she's potentially injuring superstars. I haven't heard anything about Kairi Sane because there was a lot of people talking about how she botched that how Nia botched that buckle bomb last week. You know, and I'm glad she didn't get hurt, anything. But every week it's something else with Nia. She freaking sucks. How long is it gonna take WWE to realize that she does not belong in a wrestling ring? Could someone explain that to me, please? Like, how long is it gonna take before somebody realizes that she's gonna get somebody actually hurt? She threw Asuka on her head tonight. I hope that Asuka didn't get injured. But every week, she does something that makes you cringe. Like, is that superstar all right? Is she hurt? It's ridiculous, people. It's ridiculous, you know? And then, other than that, afterwards, they start brawling. I'm looking at Nia. She's struggling to even lift a ladder. She eventually is able to pick up the ladder. She bashes Asuka and Shayna down, and that's it. There's no match. They just decide, oh, we're not gonna have the match. We're just gonna play Nia's music. Really? So all this was done. You advertised a triple threat match between the 3 women from Raw that are gonna be in the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match just to build up Nia. It would have made more sense if this was Shayna, but Nia doesn't need any build up. They're really trying to make us believe that Nia's gonna win. First of all, how long is it gonna take Nia to get up the entire corporate headquarters? How? Without taking the elevator? She's not gonna be able to take the stairs, I tell you that. If she takes the stairs, she won't make it past level 2. Honestly, and that means Nia can't even lift a ladder correctly. Do you think she's gonna be able to climb one? Especially on top of the roof of WWE headquarters? Oh, please. I would be surprised if the wind blows her right off the headquarters itself, way down below. She is bad. She is so bad. If Nia wins Money in the Bank, I'm gonna come on here and give you guys the rant of a lifetime. You guys do not. Oh, you guys probably want Nia to win. You guys probably want Nia to win, just guys, so you guys can see me, give you guys the rant of the century. But anyway, this was terrible. It made no sense. Everybody, it's just WWE insulting our intelligence. Everybody on Twitter is like, so no match? You advertised this match to us and said no. We get a pre-match brawl that lasts us 2 minutes and then no match. Great job there, WWE. Great job. Next up, Ruby Riott versus Liv Morgan. You guys know I love Liv Morgan. She's definitely somebody that I've, come to love in the last couple weeks or last couple months. But the thing is, this was a rematch of a match we've already seen 3 times in the last 2 months. And the thing is, I don't know what's with Ruby Riott. Ruby Riott is just buried. At this point, you release Sarah Logan and all these other WWE superstars who you didn't see as important. Might as well have released Ruby Riott while you're at it. Ruby Riott is very talented in the ring, but I don't know. WWE just doesn't seem anything in her. I like I love Liv Morgan. I like how she's winning matches more on a consistent basis. I don't think she's ready for a woman's title or anything like that, but she's definitely getting better. But I don't know what's with Ruby Riott. I don't know if WWE just doesn't care about her anymore or what. She's on a horrible losing streak. Horrible. She is clearly buried or something. First of all, you give us the same match we had. We've seen this match how many times? And second, you have Ruby Riott lose. I thought, all right, maybe they're doing some kind of like a best of 5, best of 7 here. No, you're gonna have Ruby get her win back from last week. No, they have Liv win in like 3 minutes. I don't know, But speaking of women, where is our Raw Women's Champion, Becky Lynch? Huh? Anybody want to explain to me where the hell Becky is? Really? And I'm kind of glad people are noticing this. This was the second straight week that Becky was not on WWE TV. I ranted on this. I've been ranting on this for months. For months. Thing is, I'm telling you, if Sasha Banks or anybody else that we don't like, I love Sasha, but I know Sasha has a lot of haters on social media. But if Sasha Banks or if somebody like that or somebody in the community that was not was in Becky's position and she was not showing up to the tapings, right? If she had gone 2-3 weeks without showing up on WWE TV, we would all be bitching and complaining till the moon went dark. The thing about it is, because it's Becky Lynch, everybody loves her, no one says a crap. Becky's title reign has been awful. And I'm glad that JD from New York said it on Twitter tonight. I'm glad that people are finally saying it. Becky's title reign has been awful. She has held the title for over a year. Honestly, I don't believe I'm saying this. Bayley has been a better SmackDown Women's Champion than Becky. Bayley's defended the title way more often than Becky has. Bayley's there every single week. I can't think, because Bayley's basically held the title since Money in the Bank of last year. Basically, it's been a year at this point. If you scratch those 5 freaking days that Charlotte held it, because WWE has to do their Charlotte agenda. But how many times How many SmackDowns can you really count that Bayley was not there? I don't think it was less than 3. It may have been none. Bayley's there every single week. Becky? Really? And the thing is, it would make more sense if Bayley wasn't there. Because she's a heel character. Becky's a babyface. Usually a babyface is supposed to set the example. The babyface is supposed to be there every single week. We only take challenge after challenge. How many times during Becky's title reign do you not see her for 2 to 3 weeks? Outside of her feud with Asuka and Sasha, her title reign has been awful. I don't care what anybody says. Alright, yes, the history books say she defeated Lacey and Natalya and Charlotte and Sasha and Asuka and Shayna and Ronda, and the list goes on and on and on. But her title reign has been awful. For somebody that's watched it for the last year, it has been awful. Honestly, Sasha Banks came back in August from her 4-month hiatus. I'm willing to bet that Sasha Banks has actually wrestled more matches on SmackDown than Becky Lynch has wrestled on Raw in the last year. Because here's the thing, even when Becky's there at Raw, right, when she's not sitting at home, what is she doing? She's not wrestling. She's in a stupid promo segment, or she's in a backstage interview. Becky doesn't move the dollar. I am tired of Becky Lynch. And the thing is, I used to love Becky. I really did, but all she's become is a political shield for WWE, and she doesn't show up. Hell, I don't believe saying it. I believe Brock Lesnar shows up more than Becky Lynch these days. I don't care if you defeated everybody, which you haven't. You haven't. Your title reign has been memorable, but it's because everybody loves Becky Lynch. They're not gonna say shit. They're not. I'm telling you right now, if Sasha Banks was there, it was in Becky's position. If Sasha Banks was the Raw Women's Champion and she didn't show up for 2 to 3 weeks, the sky is falling. Where's Sasha? Oh, she doesn't care. She's selfish. No, Becky's selfish. I don't care what you want. You say you want to make the Raw Women's Championship the best title in WWE, yet you don't show up every single week. You don't have no opponent half the time for the pay-per-views. Bayley's defended her title on basically every single pay-per-view. Every single pay-per-view. You barely defend your title on pay-per-view. Like, come on. Like, people, stop. I don't care if Becky's your favorite superstar. Makes sense at the end of the day. Be honest with yourselves. Becky's not making the WWE or the Raw Women's Championship look prestigious at all. She's devaluing the title, and I cannot wait for when Becky loses that title. Honestly, I think it's time for Becky to turn heel. All right, it wasn't the right thing a couple years ago. I think Becky needs a heel turn. To be honest, I am so dried out of her current character. It's the same rinse and repeat promos every single time we see her, and thing is, we barely do see her. She's not moving the needle anymore. It's ridiculous. But no, because everyone loves Becky. No one's going to say crap. Moving on. Bobby Lashley versus Denzel DeJournay. I don't know what the hell this was. This was stupid. Lashley told Lana to stay backstage because he said that she's too much of a distraction. He took out Denzel DeJournay pretty quickly, defeating him with a spear. Looks like they're teasing the Bobby Lashley and Lana breakup. Who cares? Rusev's not even there anymore. Who cares? Lana should have been released along with Rusev. It said she got a 5-year deal that we all know she does not deserve anywhere close to. But get your money, Lana. Good job on you. Good on you getting your money. Jinder Mahal. Jinder fucking Mahal is back. He's back. I've been telling you guys for weeks, Jinder's coming back. I'm telling you guys right now, as soon as Drew McIntyre is done feuding with Seth Rollins, no matter if it's at Money in the Bank or I don't even know, whatever pay-per-views after that, Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre are going to feud going into the summer. Yeah, we all know it. The history's there. 3MB, right? We all know it. And look at Jinder. How many times did commentary, and Tom Phillips is awful, right? I've been mentioning this. Tom Phillips and Byron Saxon are awful. Samoa Joe returned tonight, and he was great. You know, he was a breath of fresh air. He made the commentary about 10% better. Because Tom Phillips and Byron Saxon are terrible at what they do. You know, no matter if it's NXT or Raw, they're awful. They shouldn't have jobs. I can do their job better sitting behind this desk using a Yeti microphone than they can. But how many times did they mention tonight that Jinder Mahal was a former WWE champion? He was the 50th WWE champion. When he hit the Colossus on Akira, and I hate seeing Akira get buried because the guy is actually talented, but when he hit the Colossus on Akira for the victory, Byron Saxon's like, that's the move that won him his 50th, or that's the move that made Jinder Mahal the 50th WWE champion in history. How long till we see Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal? It's coming, people. Trust me, it's coming. Get ready. As soon as Drew is finished feuding with Seth Rollins, we're getting Jinder versus Drew McIntyre. I won't be surprised if they book that as the WWE Championship match for SummerSlam. Drew said it in interviews. He said how he would love to work with Jinder Mahal. Well, it's coming. You don't see how shredded Jinder is? You don't think Jinder, spent extra time getting his body built back up for a WWE title run? Oh my gosh. Let Jinder, my two nightmares. Let Nia Jax win Money in the Bank and let Jinder Mahal become WWE champion. My two nightmares would come true. Moving on, we had Ricochet and Cedric Alexander versus Ever Rise. We might actually end the review on time tonight. Wow, that's a first. Anyway, we had Ricochet and Cedric Alexander versus Ever Rise. You know, Ricochet and Cedric Alexander, like I've been saying, if you have superstars that don't have anything to do, put them in tag teams. Because it was announced tonight, next week we'll be getting the Street Profits versus the Viking Raiders in, I believe, a non-title match. They'll probably have the Viking Raiders win that match just so they can do the match again at Money in the Bank. Because you guys know WWE is very uncreative. Plus, Raw desperately needs tag teams. With the OC no longer signed with WWE because they were released on Black Wednesday last week. And, I think that was it. There's no other teams really on the division. Ricochet and Cedric Alexander again built up. They faced these jobbers from NXT. Got a very quick victory. Their new finisher, I guess, is a dropkick flatliner combination. But then MVP appeared on the screen afterwards, and he announced that he had drafted some wrestlers to his group. Shane Thorne and Brendan Vink, who are a talented tag team. Looks like they're getting called up, especially now. I hate this man. I really do. You're calling up teams from NXT that are not ready yet, that we don't know about on the main roster, right? You're calling them up to the main roster just to eventually end up like the OC, to end up like Sanity, to end up like the Bludgeon Brothers. You're going to build them up to eventually release them a year from now. Look at that. We're going to get the Street Profits versus the Viking Raiders probably all throughout the summer. Because there's no other teams other than Ricochet or Cedric Alexander. There's no other teams in that division. WWE's tag team division is terrible right now. At least SmackDown semi has a somewhat of a division. They have like 5 or 6 teams. Raw has legit 3 teams. It is, and it's been that way for Raw for a year. Especially in AOP, they're injured right now. So, they challenged Ricochet and Alexander to a match. So we're definitely going to be getting that next week on Raw. Should be a good match, but But ending the show, we had Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins sign the contract for their Money in the Bank match for the WWE Championship. This was a good segment. It was a good segment. It was quick. And usually WWE contract segments are terrible. Just go watch the Roman Reigns and Goldberg one from before WrestleMania. But this did its job. It was to the point. It was, because usually, any segment that has less than 10 minutes to go on WWE on television is usually terrible. But they did its job there. But before we get into that, I also got a question for you guys. Where the hell are Kevin Owens? Where's Edge? Where's Randy Orton? We haven't seen any of those superstars since WrestleMania. Like, hello, WWE Raw has a very good main event scene, but they're not using any of their superstars. We haven't seen AJ Styles, we haven't seen Kevin Owens, we haven't seen Randy Orton, we haven't seen Edge, Samoa Joe's on commentary. Like, what the hell? I'm tired of seeing the NXT talent get squashed every week. But anyway, this was a really good segment. Seth Rollins came out in a suit. I really do like heel Seth Rollins, man, but I really do like Drew McIntyre as a babyface. Drew McIntyre as a babyface has really grown on me these last couple months, and the guy knows what he's doing. But basically, Seth explained that he wasn't going after Drew McIntyre because McIntyre, I like the guy. The guy's straight to business. He doesn't waste time. He came out, with his, he had a jacket, a t-shirt, and he signed the contract. He's like, we don't have to waste time. Like, we're not gonna sit here and talk. Let's just sign the contract and let's move on. Let's get this signed and done for Money in the Bank. Seth was sitting there in like a conflicted mood, and he was like, he's not going after Drew McIntyre because he dislikes Drew, but he said he's doing this for the greater good. And basically he went on this like, this has to happen. I will bear the sins of the WWE universe. I have to be the leader for not only the locker room but all of WWE. He's actually like living this Messiah character. He's nowhere close to the real Messiah up above, but at least this is fictional. Remember, this is scripted entertainment. I liked he had the whole suit, and he's trying to he actually believes he's some kind of Messiah. But Drew just came out and he said, I'm not believing your bullshit. Stop it. And he brought up how how the WWE universe turned on Seth, forcing Seth to turn heel and start this whole Messiah gimmick. Because remember, Seth was in Drew's spot last year. Remember that when Seth beat Lesnar, he was supposed to hold that Universal Championship for almost the entire year. He was supposed to face Drew McIntyre as a heel, but because the universe turned on him, and because Seth failed as a babyface champion, that opened the door for Drew to turn babyface, and now Drew's in this spot. And Drew has done a very good job so far. I just hope WWE sticks by him. I'm scared that WWE is gonna end Drew's reign way before it's even gotten started. But either way, they signed the contract. Seth's like, I'm sorry, but at Money in the Bank, I have to do this. Signs the contract, and then him and Drew and Seth start brawling. Out of nowhere, Buddy Murphy comes. Buddy Murphy is back, and it looks like he's realigning himself with Seth as one of Seth's followers. And we also know AOP, they're not going to be there anytime soon because we know I forgot which one, but the tore bicep injury. You guys know what I'm talking about with AOP. But basically, Drew didn't let the double team get to him. He hit a claymore on Buddy Murphy while Seth, ran away. So Drew looked strong. The segment did its job, and that's that. It was a good segment. It was straight to the point. I'm liking Seth's character. I loved how he had the suit and how he's actually trying to make himself believe like he's some kind of Messiah. And Drew's not, falling for the bullshit. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna kick your ass at Money in the Bank. Just be ready. And that was about that. But other than that, that's all that happened today. Really, I'm surprised. Like, we're done. We only went 45 minutes tonight, so I'm really happy actually. But other than that, guys, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new. But thank you guys for the love and support. I'll see you guys later. Stay safe and healthy.